Hello there and welcome back to the Office Management Group's YouTube channel. Now, if you are gearing up for an interview as an office manager, facilities manager or workplace manager, anything really centered around office management duties and responsibilities, you are in the right place because today I'm sharing my top tips to help you nail that interview and land that office management job. So let's get started. Preparation is really key when it comes to interviews. So here are my top tips to help you get ready for that all-important interview. The first is write out 3 questions. So think about at least 3 thoughtful questions to take with you. This shows your interest in the role and the company and how organized you can be. If it's virtual, have these printed on a notepad nearby so that you can refer to them as needed when that point comes up and they say to you, do you have any questions? If the interview is in person, ensure that they're part of a small portfolio, which I will share more on in just a moment. You might ask questions such as, can you describe the team that I'd be working with? What are the biggest challenges currently faced in this role or in the business as a whole, or perhaps in the office? How does this role contribute to the company's overall goals? How am I working towards those with the company or the company directors? If culture is important to you, you can also ask about this too. Can you describe the culture in the company? What would you say the culture's like in the company? Where are they looking to go with it? Likewise, if ESG, so environmental, social and governance is important to you, you can ask questions around that as well. At a first or second stage interview, you may want to ask about how the position has come about as well, specifically to the interviewer, and more specifically to the interviewer, how long have they been in the business for their role and how they find it working for that business as well. Having these questions ready will really demonstrate your proactive attitude and curiosity about the position. If your interview is virtual, make sure to take notes as they ask questions. So have a notepad and a pen. I'm left-handed, which is why I'm going this way. Either way, have a notepad and pen by the side of your computer and take notes as they ask questions. This will help you focus on key words that will keep you on track and ensure that you answer their questions fully. So, for example, if they ask you to tell them about a time when you had a challenge and you had to overcome it and what the feedback was, you might write down challenge, overcome, feedback as your 3 words just whilst they're talking to make sure that you stay on track and you answer those 3 parts of that question fully. It will help to keep your responses organized and really relevant. The other thing to do is to print your job description and your CV and highlight areas where your experience and skills match their job description and the requirements of the role. This preparation will help you clearly articulate why you're the ideal candidate for the role. And you can do this for in-person interviews as well, and it will make you look super, super organized. My next tip is to create your portfolio, and this is one of my favorite of all the tips I can share. My line manager, when I was about 20 years old, did this, and I asked him what he was preparing. We were in the office quite late and he told me that he was going for an interview elsewhere and making his portfolio. And I was like, what is that? And he showed me all of this stuff. And obviously it was secret. No one else knew that he was going for this role. And so from then on, this is what I also did. I made it so that it had my CV at the front with the job spec, highlighting all those relevant bits of experience as above, and then my questions if I've printed or written those out next in the portfolio. And then I would share copies of my work, such as things like office move plans that I've worked on, policies or procedures that I've put in place, visually appealing work that really demonstrates the impact that I have had on that company within the time there. Obviously, you need to be very careful of the sensitive nature of some of this documentation, so make sure that it is public information or nothing that is personally identifiable. And finally, add in things like your smile file quotes, so the thank yous and the well dones and your amazing testimonials, which may well be extracts as well from your appraisals or just emails or messages that you've had over time. Here is my portfolio as a quick example. It's actually now got my company or my old company logo on it, but it's got things in there like my CV. At the front here, what have we got? Testimonials and feedback. Yeah, my CV. And then, this is scribbles from an office move project I did such a long time ago and some images of that. other floor plans for work that I did in Dubai, some client work in here. There's a whole host of stuff in this portfolio that I have done, and hopefully I'm just looking at the camera that you can see that. Okay, training schedules, capacity schedules, so much stuff in there that really demonstrates all the proactive things that I have done over time in my role. So make sure you have a portfolio with you. It will really make you stand out in front of the crowd because not many people will be doing this. And it may not come up or be used at all, but it is a really great talking point and a confidence booster because if needed, you can refer to things and say, actually, to answer that question, I'm going to refer to something in here which I can show you. Or if someone says, what would your line manager say about you? You can say, well, actually, I've got it written down here. And it will make you look super slick and really proactive and prepared and give you, as I say, that little edge because no one else will have that trick up their sleeves. Well, apart from anyone else who's watching this YouTube video. Prepare your strengths and skills. So make sure that you know what potentially your top 3 strengths or skills are and consider why they're important for this role or particularly for an office manager role. For example, I excel in time management, which is crucial for coordinating office operations efficiently. My strong communication skills ensure clear and effective interactions with staff and clients. I'm proactive, and this is applied frequently in my existing role. And then you can share an example. For example, I identified that there were no suitable health and safety procedures in place. So I researched what we would need, presented a training course to help support me, and prepared a project plan to implement suitable policies and procedures, as well as training, plus a budget to enable this to happen, and presented this to my line manager for approval. I gave a time frame by which I would aim to complete it all to manage everybody's expectations. Then reflect on the impact these strengths have had in your previous roles and why and what they can bring to this new position. The next tip is identifying areas for improvement. So consider what you need to work on. Being aware of these development areas shows self-awareness and a really good commitment to growth. For instance, if you struggle with delegating tasks, mention how you're working on improving on that skill. Then reflect on your challenges to overcome. So think about past challenges that you've faced and how you overcame them within a work or office management setting. Share those specific examples during your interview to highlight your problem-solving abilities, but also your resilience within these roles. And I think resilience is a really key skill that we need to have within these roles as well. And then review feedback. So reflect on any feedback that you've received during your career in the past and use that to demonstrate your ability to learn, to grow, and to adapt. Mention how you've applied constructive criticism to improve your performance, and again, how that has affected your role in a positive way, and you've implemented that to better yourself and better your support that you give to your business. And that's it for today's tips on preparing for an office manager interview as a candidate. Remember, thorough preparation can make all the difference when you are going for interviews and really help you to get at the forefront of those candidates and make sure that you get and secure that role. If you did find these tips helpful, please do give this video a thumbs up, share it with others, and don't forget to subscribe for more career tips and advice from the Office Management Group. Thank you for watching and very good luck with your interview.